Hello everybody, welcome back again. It's Joey, you're watching VegasDtech, and I'm back out here again with another e-bike review for you. And today we're going to be taking a look at the MOKWHEEL SCORIA. The MOKWHEEL SCORIA is a mid-size step-through design e-bike. It rides on 20 by 4-inch fat tire wheels. Driven by a 750 watt hub-driven motor, the power is provided by a 48 volt 19.6 amp hour battery, which MOKWHEEL states can go 60 to 80 miles on a full charge. It also is the first bike I've reviewed which has a plug-in adapter allowing solar charging and use of a power inverter if you're the adventurer type and want to go camping. It does come with a torque sensor crank for more intuitive pedaling, can carry a max payload of 350 pounds, and supports riders from 5 feet to 6'2". Seat height is 29.9 inches to 36.2 inches. Overall, this bike has been receiving 5-star ratings across the internet, and I wanted to get it and review it for myself. Alrighty guys, so before we take a look at the specs and features of this bike, let me show you how it arrived and what it took to put it together. Alrighty guys, this is the SCORIA e-bike by MOKWHEEL. Let's build it. Alrighty guys, that's it. It's all assembled and put together. I don't really know what's going on with the power right now. I just turned the power on, set it up. I should have fired and made the rear wheel spin. I don't have any power going to the wheel yet. I don't have any power going from the throttle. I don't know what's going on with that. I better read the instructions to figure it out, but that's what the assembly looked like. The only thing that I've got to fiddle with right now is going to be the this fender right here. I'm not sure how that thing mounts up over there. The bolts are kind of weird. Again, I'm gonna have to refer to the manual, but other than that, everything else is together, man. And this is a beautiful quality looking bike, guys. I mean, fit and finish on this, absolutely bar none. This is one of the most beautiful bikes that I've reviewed so far. Absolutely amazing quality, guys. This paint, when we look at it up close and personal, you'll see, man, the workmanship that went into putting this bike together. Absolutely beautiful. So anyways, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and do a quality on this bike, try to figure out where the power is. Well, how do you turn it on? I'm gonna go ahead and do a total quality on the axles, on the brakes, make sure that none of the calipers are binding, air up the tires, charge up the battery, and then we'll get it outside. We will do a feature review on it, show you everything that it's got, and then we'll take it out to the test track and do a run, see how it performs. I'll see you guys out there. So this MOKWHEEL Scoria comes with all of the basic features that you would normally expect from a bike in this price range. Starting with the motor, it's a hub-driven motor, 750 watt. It has a 7-speed Shimano cassette. It has a Torney Shimano derailleur system and an anti-corrosion chain. As far as the suspension, we have a dual front suspension, so you're going to have your preload and you're going to actually have your compression. Most of these bikes, man, a lot of times when I play around with this, you just assume that it's working, but with this one, I can actually feel it. It's got like 8 different points that you can click, so it'll be fully open, and 8 clicks will take you to fully closed to where the entire suspension is locked, and I keep it right around 1, 2, 3, 4, which would give me somewhere in the middle. Looking at these wheels, guys, I really love the design of these wheels. That tan colored sidewall really goes well with the white. I'm not too sure if it came with the white sidewall that I would enjoy it, but I really do like this. Now this rubber is particularly unique here because, guys, it's made by a company called Airy Sun. Now Airy Sun has been in business since 1968, and it's the #1 tire producing company in China. I love the design of this tire tread right here. This is going to be more of a street tire with a little bit of off-road capability. This tire here is going to be a lot quieter and provide you the best top-end speed, so it's the best of both worlds of street and off-road. Coming up top, we got to talk about these handlebars. I know it's something small and it seems irrelevant, but in this situation, guys, this ergonomically designed handlebar here is very, very nice. It looks like it's made out of a leather stitching. Maybe it's faux, I'm not too sure. It has some sort of a silicone or gel inset right there that's going to prevent your hand from getting fatigue over long distance riding. And also it comes with these lock bars on the side. That's going to prevent this thing from spinning, because almost every single bike that I reviewed, at some point as you're riding, this thing starts to want to turn and turn. You got to bring it back up and it just keeps turning. These lockouts at the end will prevent this thing from spinning like that. It does come with a 2-finger paddle style shifter that's kind of like hidden underneath the handlebar, not that snail style that comes up here. That's the normal 7-speed Shimano index. This one's hidden down below. Looking up above that, you're going to take a look at the hydraulic brake lever here for the rear. Sliding over, you're going to see the same type of a handlebar system here. Very, very nice. The throttle is going to be a thumb style throttle. It's located right here. We have your very basic thumb driven control. This is going to be your power button, headlight button, up down for power assist, and again here we're going to have the front hydraulic brake lever. Coming over to the center, guys, you're going to see the control panel, which I like this thing. The display panel is very, very nice. Color wise, you got a full color display. It's going to show your miles per hour. Battery percentage is going to be represented by these bars on the side, and you're going to have your trip meter and the total time that the bike has been on, and then your power assistance levels will be represented right here in the center. So as you hit this up down button, you're going to see that thing change there as you change through your power assistance. I currently have this one set up in 3. The handlebar design is a very nice BMX style, and it's a high BMX style, very, very comfortable, and it also comes with a zoom handlebar neck. The wiring is pretty well nice and tucked. They've got it routed very nicely here with this cabling that'll keep it all together, and they have it tucked nicely into the frame, so it's kind of out of the way and you don't see it dangling. So it is integrated inside where the battery's at. Speaking of the battery on this is nicely tucked inside the frame. You're going to be looking at a 48 volt 19.6 amp hour battery for long distance range, and the website claims that this is going to get you 60 to 80 miles on one full charge. Coming down from the hydraulic levers, we're going to come down to the actual wheels, in which you're going to be taking a look at also Tektro calipers, and it is mated to 180 millimeter rotors. This comes with a torque sensor instead of a cadence. Most of the bikes that I see that are of less premium quality come with a cadence. This comes with a torque, and what's unique about this here is that it looks like this frame could incorporate a mid-drive or a rear drive. Another thing that we got to point out here is your battery charger for charging your battery. This bike comes with a unique capability to charge it via this receptacle here. This bike has the ability to use the solar energy recharge system to charge the battery. It also has the ability to use an inverter, a 1000 watt inverter box that takes battery power from the battery, runs it to the inverter, and you can run appliances. So for the off-road adventurer that wants to go camping, this could be an all-around option here for you. And coming around to the back here, you can see here we still got the Tektro hydraulic caliper, 180 millimeter rotor, and a nice solid kickstand. Pedals here are going to be steel, none of that cheap flimsy plastic, and it comes with two front and rear splash guards. The best thing that I love about this bike right here is going to be the carrier rack. I always like the carrier rack here, guys, because you can always configure this for a certain way for you to carry things. For me, I always use this type of a bag to keep all of my things in, mostly all my camera gear when I do this reviews. But you guys have an option of actually putting a basket back here and affixing it to this carrier, or they have the pannier type of saddlebags that drift down the side, and this frame right here is going to prevent the saddlebags from getting into the spokes and sprockets. The bike also comes with headlight. You got the dual LED headlight, pretty bright, especially at night. And it also comes with tail lights right here. Let me see if I can get the brake lights to fire for you. And that is basically it here, guys, for the features of the MOKWHEEL Scoria. So now that I've showed you all the features of the Scoria, let's take it out here on this test circuit and see how it performs. You got to be careful on this bike, guys. It's got a lot of low-end torque, especially when it's full power and you've got it on Power Assist 5. Yeah, man, if you have the intensity up high, when you hit that throttle, it's enough to just jerk the bike right out of your hands. So you got to be careful on that. Low-end torque, full of power. So anyways, guys, let's go ahead and run this high-speed circuit right here and see what kind of speed we can actually get out of this bike. Let's go. All right, so we're at 23.4. 26.0. 27. 28. Now we still got a lot of gravel out here, but man, the bike tires are perfect, man. Actually, I was trying to tell you that this tread right here is great for city and gravel. You don't need that inefficient type of stubby tires. This is one of the better tire treads, and I really, really love it. Look, we're hitting 29 miles an hour. Going up, we got a slight upgrade here. 28 miles an hour. 29, almost 30 miles an hour on a mild upslope. So we're maintaining 28, 27. And we're gonna be hitting up here onto the bridge. 29 miles an hour. Climbing up the upslope on the front hand side of the bridge, dropping down to 25. 24, coming across the bridge now. Down the other side, 29, 30. Yeah, I'm seeing 30, 30.3. And I'm not doing any pedaling, guys. It's just straight throttle here. We're gonna have to slow it down. We got some e-bike madness. Very smooth ride, very quiet, man. This is what I gotta say is one of the most stable and smoothest riding bikes I've ever had an opportunity to review. The suspension is taking all of these little hills very nicely. Coming behind the Green Valley Ranch Casino right now. Now this bike here only has a front end suspension where I believe I've got the suspension not fully locked out, but halfway to where it's a little bit stiff. It doesn't have anything for the back. It's a fixed style in the rear. But yeah, guys, we're maintaining a solid 28, 29 miles an hour as a top end. I love this handlebar, the BMX handlebar. Where it's a more upright style. When you sit on the bike, you're actually sitting upright more. You're not leaned over or pushed back. About to make our U-turn here as we hit the Isle of Palms in front of the Green Valley Ranch Casino, and we're gonna work our way back. I've got this thing on power assist level 3, which is maxed pedaling, getting up to about 20 miles an hour, and this is going to be a torque sensor. The torque sensor, what it does is it contributes power based upon the effort that you actually apply to the pedals. So the more effort you push into the pedals, the more power you get from the motor. And then anything else that you need up and beyond that will be on your throttle. So I believe with pedaling alone, I'm able to get it up to around 28, 22 miles an hour. Yeah, I can get it up to about 21, 22. And at this point, it's not comfortable anymore. And then I would just be kind of like pedaling with a little bit of a throttle with it. So this bike has no problem hitting and maintaining 28, 29 miles per hour. I'm gonna go ahead and say that this is a 30 mile per hour e-bike because of my weight, 215 pounds. If you're anything lighter than that, you're gonna be able to hold 30 miles per hour easy. And like I said, man, these tires right here, I love them. The pattern that we have on this, guys, is going to be great for this style of riding because I don't really take the bike off-road too much in gravel, but if I do, it's going to be light gravel. It's not going to be like horrendous e-bike mountain biking stuff. And we're going to be coming down the back inside here. And this bike is really going to fly coming down here. Yeah, 30, 31 miles an hour. So MOKWHEEL sent me out this bike, man, and I have ridden it now for 2 weeks because I really wanted to feel every single bit of what this bike can offer. And I tell you, I actually pedal this bike, man. You know, I'm not the type of guy that just wants to ride around all day long and just throttle because that gets pretty boring. I like pedaling, but only if the pedaling position is comfortable. If you ride a bike that's too small, your knees will come up too high, you're not going to enjoy pedaling it. Suspension, taking these dips like a champ. I never have a problem with these suspensions on these bikes, man. Maybe a little bit in the back because this one doesn't have a rear suspension, so you're taking it all through your butt, but those fat tires really help to absorb some of the punishment of those bumps. Then we'll take these turn right here using the hydraulic brakes.
Now, the one thing that is tricky is if you're riding your bike by yourself, you probably are not going to have a problem. But if you're riding your bike with somebody next to you, which I normally like to ride with my girlfriend besides me, the power controls that you're in, power assist 1 to 5, sometimes it's tricky because like you'll be in power assist 2 and it might not be enough. She'll be going too fast. And then if I shift it to power assist 3, then I'm too fast for her. And I really need to be in between, somewhere between power assist 2 and 3. And if you don't have the ability to adjust that, then you're just not going to be able to pace each other, and that's going to actually... Alrighty guys, so we're back at the St. Rose overpass here. We're looking at a 15% grade, and it goes up 2 tiers to get to the top. So let's go ahead and test and see how much torque and power we're able to get and speed as we come up this grade. Normally bikes that can do 12 miles per hour or higher are considered a decent torque. Anything below 12 miles per hour is no bueno. So let's go. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 miles per hour. Like I said, this guy's got a lot of good bottom end torque for climbing these slopes. Yeah, no worries. I told you, when this thing actually bucks, when you go to hit that throttle, it'll actually almost want to jump out of your hand. So 14.1 climbing those slopes, guys. So no problem on steep inclines. All right, guys. So I just adjusted these brakes here in the front because they were squealing really, really bad. But we're going to go ahead and do our brake test down here. I'm going to try to get down here right about 17 miles an hour. I'm going to try to nail the brake before we get down to the very end. Let's see what we got. 17 miles per hour right here. I'm going to start braking. Woo! Hydraulic brakes working well, working well. Looks like I started right about here at the concrete at 17 miles an hour, and I really started putting on the brakes, and we skidded here for about a good 12 feet of skid and left a good chunk of rubber right here on the ground. Hydraulic brakes, 180 millimeter Tektro rotors and hydraulic calipers. Excellent. All right, guys, so we done brake test number 1. We're gonna run brake test number 2. Secondary brake test before we hit down here at the end of the wall. Let's go. We're at 18 right now. Absolutely perfect. Tektro brakes are working wonderful. Man, oh my God. I just had all these people over here just freak out when they saw me hit those brakes and skid like that. Those tires that are on there, being that they're smooth like that, they tend to make that loud squeal marks when they skid. Whereas if you're on the knobby style tires, they actually make a grinding sound as you come and grind to a halt. Alrighty guys, so in wrapping this up, what are the pros and cons that I have for this bike? The number one pro that I have on this bike, guys, is its performance. The 90 Newton meters of torque on this give it a very, very solid kick on the bottom end. That'll get me up most of the hills around here with no problems at all. The ability also for you to unlock it and bring it up from a class 2, which it comes from right here, which is the class 2, will only bring it up to around 20 miles per hour. Unlocking that to be able to free up the bike to go up to 28 miles an hour. So I've got very good low end, bottom end torque kick, and then I have the high end 28 to 30 miles per hour top end. So performance wise, this rocks. Next thing I love on this bike is going to be these tires. These tires are absolutely unique. Like I said, Airy Sun is the #1 tire producer in China, and this design is a design that I don't normally see on most of the e-bikes that I review. They normally come with the 4-inch wide knobby tires, and The thing that I like about these tires here is that this is going to be more economical for street riding, which I normally do on paths, and a little bit of this off-road gravel stuff, which I don't always do, but this can handle it. Also, this tread pattern here, guys, is going to allow this bike to ride along quieter than the knobby style, and you will also be able to get peak top end speed because of the less rolling resistance of this tire. The next lovely thing I like about this, I was never a fan of it, but the step through design, you never know just how awesome this is. Not having to get on and off your bike and having to swing your leg up and over the bag and swinging your leg up and over the bag again. You could just step through in and out. Makes this thing such a breeze to get on and off. The next thing I like about this bike here is I've never had a torque sensor. I'm trying to learn how to use it. I feel that the torque sensor on this bike is a lot more intuitive than the cadence sensor, where all you have to do is spin the wheel and the motor just kicks in and gives you full power. The torque sensor tries its best to match power to the amount of effort that you're giving it, to give it that, what can I say, intuitive. Right? So the motor kicks in as it detects the effort of the pedal, and it tries to give you a more balanced and intuitive riding style as you use this bike and pedal it. The other thing that's very nice is that many of the bikes that I see out there, they're fixed style, at least the moped styles that I've been reviewing, and you can't move the seat, which means that that bike is not going to be a very good choice for actually pedaling. But this bike right here, being that you can adjust the seat up and down, this is going to be able to accommodate a low rider of, say, 5 feet. And then, of course, you're going to be able to set it up to where I'm at right about here and lock that in place. And then you'll be able to incorporate somebody with longer legs to be able to get a full rotation of your foot to actually pedal this bike in a comfortable cadence. I do like the fact that it came with a color display, and it's really pleasing to look at display. I know right out here in the daylight, it's not going to look like, you're probably not going to be able to see it too well. But it's really cool because it has that RPM gauge. Let's see if you can get that. You see that RPM gauge come on? In the red. Yeah, it's very intuitive design right here, man. Very clean, not that cheap product that you would normally see that has that little teeny one color display. It's sitting off on the side. They put a quality display unit in here for you guys. Now, for the things that aren't so good about the bike, number one, I do wish, I know that this thing is a fixed rear design right here, and that's just the, you know, style of the bike. We do have adjustable front suspension, but we have none in the back. And you know, I love riding this bike so much that I spend so much time on it, but without any kind of a rear suspension, this thing starts to wear on you after a while, man. And I really wish if MOKWHEEL was to offer an affordable like rod right here for the seat. The seat is very comfortable, actually. If they offered that type of a rod support, seat support, that had that little spring inside of it there, I can incorporate this saddle, which is very nice because it's wide. Okay, wide saddle with that spring option right here to give you that little bit of a bounce. This is fine as long as I have a little bit of that bounce to absorb the blows of the street right here, in conjunction with the suspension in the front end right here. Guys, the suspension would be flawless. The next thing that I would really appreciate up here is going to be if they had a better ability here to show power, because it's only represented by these bars. And you know, for the average person that rides a bike, you probably will be okay with just seeing this. But I just feel, you know, if you're going to be riding this bike long distance, because this battery right here is a 19.6 amp hour battery, and it's supposed to be rated for 60 to 80 miles. But the only way that you're going to really know for sure what's inside that battery is not by going on this bar, but by a voltage meter. So if they had a voltage meter on this side down here that actually showed you the true volts, you will give a very good representation as to how much juice you really have in your battery. And the very last thing, guys, here, I hate to bring it up, but this front rotor has been driving me nuts, man. It squeals like a violin. And no matter what I try to do on this here, however I try to adjust the caliper, and I have actually tried my best to take some emery cloth and put some hatch marks in the rotor to knock down some of that really shiny nickel surface on there. And I've tried pulling the brake pads off and also sanding that down a little bit to try to give this guy's a new mating surface. No matter what, I still get that long violin pitch in the front, so I'm not too sure how that can be corrected. I do have that in some of my bikes, but it goes away after a while. I've only had this bike for 2 weeks and it's been there the entire time. Maybe it'll go away, maybe not, only time will tell. MOKWHEEL, you guys did a fabulous job on this bike. It is one of the most enjoyable bikes that I've ever ridden here, and I'm liking it more and more each and every day. Alrighty guys, that's everything I have for you today on the MOKWHEEL Scoria. If you'd like to pick up one of these bikes for yourself, a link to the website will be located down in the description. I'll also include any promotions or coupon discount codes that are available at this time to save you guys a little bit of extra money. If you found this information beneficial or useful, please do me a kindness, hit the like and subscribe button. That way you'll be notified for any of my future e-bike videos. You guys be well. I'll catch you guys later. Bye now.